Hello and welcome to the instructions for the Seville Pendant light from Rouge Living. Okay, firstly, gather all components for the particular light. The floral pieces, the lamp holder, and the pins. The pins, you'll notice, together with a hook, are generally found inside the cap of the lamp holder. Okay, when you find the floral pieces, isolate those with 2 holes, as these are the first pieces that you'll be using when assembling this pendant. Okay, with the lamp holder, unscrew the nut at the end away from the globe, where the globe is held itself. Split open the 2 washers that are there, separate those, and start to assemble the floral pieces around the neck of the lamp holder and the threaded area of the lamp holder. Okay, start by hooking the floral pieces around the neck, first piece, then the second piece. Hook them around and use a nut to keep them in place. The important thing to notice is to tuck that very first piece that you put on over the top of the second piece that's been put in place, so that we start to get the formation of a rosette, what we call a rosette. Okay, adding the next piece, threading it around and tucking it, as you can see, under the hook parts of the previous petals added. Use the plastic pins provided to hold these pieces in place. Okay, last piece, there's actually 5 pieces that you'll find with 2 holes in them. So the 5th piece to be added, following that same method of tucking it around and pinning it in place. As you see, there's 5 pieces now in place, 5 plastic pins holding them in place. We then return the top washer down on top of the threaded area, push the nut down and wind it on to hold this top part of the pendant all in place. Okay, turn the pendant over. Starting on the sides, you need to interlock what are the little grooved areas on the sides of the pendant, and then hook the top part of the petals around on adjacent sides. So working anti-clockwise, work your way around, line up the grooves, and then hook adjacent pieces. This will actually start to form the shape of what is a spherical pendant. Okay, add a new piece, adding a new piece, and what is now the second layer of the pendant. These pieces don't have the 2 holes in them, but starting on the right rosette, interlock the grooves as you go across towards the left and hook it around the other rosette to the left. Again, starting on the right, add a new piece, hooking it around, slotting the grooves. Key piece there is to watch how the pendant piece comes from the inside, the grooves slotted, and then it comes outside, and then it's finished to the outside of the adjacent rosette. So keep moving around the pendant in this manner, starting with the rosette to the right, bring the piece across, slot the groove, and then slide it in behind. As you can see, rosettes are now starting, or more detailed rosettes are now starting to be formed on this layer of the pendant. Good idea now to add your globe. The globe that's used in this pendant is what we would describe as a fat screwing globe, readily available from Bunnings and other key suppliers. Okay, starting on the next layer, same process. Start with the rosette on the right, slot the grooves in, and then wrap the hooks around, the hook part of the petals around. As you can see, you're starting to develop a pattern where things start on the inside, interlock the grooves, that petal comes to the outside, and then is wrapped around right in under the outside of that rosette on the left. So as you move around, it's really important that you interlock those grooves, bring the petal from the inside, slot those grooves together to the outside, and then hook the adjacent arms of the petals, again to start to form that spherical shape of the pendant. You can start to see it taking shape now. The other key piece to notice with this pendant as you're assembling it is that the rosettes each are to have 5 pieces added to them. So that's a good way to tell whether your pendant is being assembled and coming together correctly. Continue working around the pendant. I've now just about finished that third layer, that third row, and then starting on the next. So as you can see, starting with the rosette to the right, interlock the grooves, come around to the rosette on the left. That rosette, as you can see, has got 4 pieces added. When it's complete, it will have 5 petals added. So keep going. Key thing here as we get closer to the top is that left hand piece, when the piece is added to the left hand side, it needs to go right in behind the petals already in place there. Interlock the sides as we've done previously, and then hook the top part of those petals together. So if we just see that again, because it's really important, this bit, slot it in behind, bring it around, slot the grooves, and then put it right in behind the petals already in place. Because it's a key thing that the sides of the pendant comes from the inside, line up the grooves, and then it finishes on the outside. Same pattern for each petal. So that's starting on the right, in behind. See how it's placed right in behind the others. Interlock those grooves. Now bring it right in behind all of the other pieces that are in place. And you'll see that rosette's actually got all 5 pieces added. You start to develop that really nice pattern. where one side of the petal is under and the other side of the petal is over. That's the alternating pattern that we're aiming for with this pendant. So getting close to the last piece now, probably a little bit fiddly to add, but same pattern, same process. Starting with the right, interlock the grooves, slide it right in behind. Might be a little bit of a fiddle. Align those grooves, slot it in. Align the grooves on the other side, and you'll notice again, it's got to start on the inside, come to the outside. A bit fiddly at the top. And then we start to form that rosette at the top. So one petal at a time, making sure that our sides are interlocked as we've done the whole way around the pendant. See, so we'll finish that at the top with another rosette, 5 pieces in the rosette, and then we just start to maneuver the pieces in the pendant. We start to just maneuver those pieces at the top to make the rosette nice and even, and using, if you've got small arms, you can actually put your arms inside the pendant to push out some of the depressed areas that should not be as that. But please note, kinks are a normal part of the effect of this pendant. So shape and move as desired to get the outcome. Last piece in terms of installing this pendant is that the pendant has been supplied with a plug for display purposes. This plug can be easily and should be removed by the electrician contracted to install your pendant for you. And there we go. Thank you. Pendant's now assembled and it's all good to be installed. Hope you enjoy.